Hello, good morning friends. Welcome back to your favorite channel Code One Digest. Today in this video, we will learn how can you set up AWS EC2 Instance and how can you install MongoDB into it. Yes friends, we'll learn step by step how can you set up your EC2 instance and then we'll install MongoDB in that instance and then we'll connect that MongoDB from our local database tool that is Mongo Compass and then we'll perform certain operations like create database schemas and insert data, query data and so on. So we'll see all of that in this video. It is going to be very exciting. There are a lot of learning in this video. So stay with me till end of this video, right? Friends, so here is the agenda for the today. We are going to create an instance of EC2 in AWS. Then we will be connecting that EC2 instance from our local putty using key value pair. Then we will download and install a MongoDB into that EC2 instance. We will do a configuration setup so that we can connect to it. And then we will connect that MongoDB from our local database tool that is Mongo Compass. And we'll perform certain operations like creating schemas, inserting documents and accessing the documents and so on using that tool. Okay friends, so this is going to be the use case of this video. There are a lot to learn in this video, like creating instance and deploying the MongoDB into it. So it is going to be very exciting for all of us. Yeah, so stay with me till end of this video. Friends, before we proceed in this video, I want you to subscribe my channel to grow Code One Digest family. Friends, I'm creating a lot of quality contents for you, but I'm not getting subscribers. I want you to like, share, and subscribe my channel so that I can grow Code One Digest family. Thank you. Okay, friends. So before we proceed in this video, let me explain you what we are trying to achieve in this video through architecture diagram. So here, if you see that blue area is our AWS environment. In that AWS, we are creating an instance of EC2, right? So this pink color is a EC2 instance, and then we are downloading MongoDB and installing it into EC2 instance. And then finally, after configuration, we will be accessing it from our local using a database tool, right? So this is a very simple exercise that we are going to do in this video. So I'll show you step by step how can we do that. So stay with me. Okay friends, so now what we'll do is let us open AWS console and try to set up our EC2 instance. So in Google search for AWS EC AWS console login. Yeah, so it will take you to AWS management console. You have to log in. If you don't have an account, you can create a free account. It is free to create. I have already created an account. That is why I am logged in with that account. Now here we are going to create an EC2 instance. So in a search box type EC2. You can see that EC2 service is listed here. Click on that EC2. You will be taken to a EC2 dashboard, right? Then on your left hand side, you have to create on instances. You see here on left hand side, this instances. As of now, I'm not running any instances, hence it is not listed here, right? So we have to launch an instance. Click on this right top corner yellow button, launch instances, right? Now you will land on this page where you will be setting up your EC2 VM instance. You have to provide certain details here like name of your server and the detail and configuration and so on. So we'll do that. Okay, so let me provide details to create this EC2 instance. So I'm going to give code one digest EC2 instance demo, right? So this is the name I'm giving. Then I'm taking this Amazon Linux default operating system. This is the server I'm going to take, and instance type I am taking T2 micro. You can select other instances as well, but I think for this demo, this T2 micro is more than enough. I don't want hi-fi configuration. 1 CPU and 1 gigabit of memory is more than enough. Now here we have to create a key value pair so that you can securely connect to this instance from your local terminal, from your local putty. So if you don't have, I don't have a key value pair, so we can create a new key value pair. This is easy to create. I can say code one digest key value. I will take it as a RSA and I will download it as a PPK file because I am going to use it in putty. Okay, let me create this. Yeah, so that PPK file is downloaded. We have to keep that PPK file safe and secure. Later, we will use this PPK file to log in into our EC2 instance. Once we launch the EC2 instance, then from putty using this PPK file, we'll be connecting to it. Okay, I'll show you that. Fine. So that key value pair is selected here. Now let's create a network settings for our EC2 instance. Click on edit to update network settings. Here we will creating a firewall rule that will important to run our application. So if you see here, we have a default virtual private network, and then I'm not using any subnet, let it be default, and it's saying auto assign public IP enabled. It is creating a security group for me with this name launch wizard 1 and so on. Now here you see there's a couple of security group rules are defined, which is allowing that SSH TCP on 22 port. This is used to connect the putty connection. Then source type anywhere. Once this is done, storage, let it be with the default configuration of 1 pack of 8 GB, right? With GP2 root volume. And in advanced detail, we don't have to change anything. Let it be default configuration as is. And just click on launch button on your right bottom corner. Yeah, it will take a couple of minutes to launch your instance. Yeah, it says the instance is launched successfully. Now what we want to do is we want to connect to this instance. So click on this connect to your instance. It will open a new window and it will guide you how can we connect to this instance. We want to connect to that instance using SSH client. So we'll follow this instruction. Now I'll show you how can we connect to this instance from our local. Let's see that. Okay friends, now what we'll do is we'll connect this EC2 instance with our putty from our local. So let me open the SSH client, that is putty I'm using, and then we'll follow the instruction given here. So this is the host name of that server, so that I have to use here in the session, okay, as a host name that I have given. Then go to connections in SSH, go to auth, and then here select that PPK file that we have downloaded while creating the secret key pairs. So I'll just load that. This is my PPK file. Open that and click on open. Right. So here it will ask for a username. So if you see in this command, the user is EC2 user. So this username we have to use and give it here. Yeah, and say enter. Here you go. So you are now into that server. You have logged in into that server. ULS PWD. Yeah, and just change it to a root user. Sudo su hyphen root. Yeah, so now we will do a setup as a root and we'll create cd slash, let me create and a directory application mkdir apple. Okay, so that application directory cd appl, so everything will run here. We will keep everything here in this directory. So okay friends, so I have logged in into my EC2 instance now, and I have become a root user so that I can install my MongoDB. So before that, what we'll do is we'll create certain links so that we will be able to add those repository and then download MongoDB from there. Let me do that, and we'll be adding it to copy that path of our MongoDB repository here. Yes, I have copied that. Let me save this. Yes, I have saved this. Now I'll try to install that MongoDB. Yes, it is downloading. Installing that MongoDB here. It says it's complete. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, friend. So now I have installed it, and then using this command, I have started the MongoDB sudo service MongoDB start. So it started successfully. It says okay, and then I have checked the status of MongoDB here. Sudo service MongoDB status. So here it says it is active and running, right? Okay. So now let me try connecting to this MongoDB using a Mongo Compass tool that I have in my local. Let me try to do that. Okay, friends. So now we have installed the MongoDB. Now we have to do certain configurations so that we can connect this MongoDB from outside remotely. So come to /etc. Okay, I'm in etc, and here we have a MongoDB configuration file. Open that. Here in this network section, we have a port 27017. It is running on this port, and we have added 0.0.0.0 so that it allow connection from any server. By default, the value is 127.0.0.1. I had replaced this to 0.0.0.0 so that it accepts the connection from any server, right? So this configuration needs to be done. After that, you save this file and just restart your MongoDB. Restart your MongoDB using that service command, sudo service MongoDB restart. So this is a command, you restart it, and then once it is restarted, check the status if it is up and running. Yeah, it is up and running. Now we'll try to connect and see if we are able to connect remotely. Okay, so now we have started the MongoDB and it is up and running. Now we have to create a user so that we can connect to the database from outside. Let me go to that MongoDB. Yes, I'm inside the MongoDB, and now I'll create user. Let me copy that command. Yeah, we have created user admin role root with password. Okay, admin password. Okay, friends. So now we have installed the MongoDB. Before we connect to it from outside, we have to create a security group and a firewall rule where we will allow 27017 port for incoming and outgoing traffic, right? Because MongoDB works on 27017 port, and we have to do that. So let me go to our EC2 instances, yes, and then let me go to a security group. This is my security group, and I have to create one inbound rule. So these are my inbound rules we have with all these ports. I have to create another inbound rule, add a rule, we'll say custom TCP, and 27017 is a default MongoDB port. That is what it expects. Yes, 27017. And then it is from any server, I would say. And just a description, 27017, we are listing on it. Right. This is done, and save this configuration. So we are doing custom TCP 27017, confirm. Yes, this is done. So we have added that. Now we'll try to connect our MongoDB Compass to this MongoDB running our EC2 instance. Okay friends, so I have opened my MongoDB Compass database tool, and now I will try to create a connection to the database. Let me update this. Let me take the EC2 host name. This is my EC2 instance host name, and I will place this here. If you remember, we just updated, we create a firewall inbound rule so that it can listen on to 7017, right? Save and connect. AWS EC2 MongoDB. Yes, let's see. Okay, friends. So now see, if you see, I'm connected successfully to MongoDB, which is running on EC2 instance, right? Now what I'll do is I'll create a new database. I'll say new database name. I'm using this Code One Digest Spring Boot MongoDB demo, and the collection name I'm giving customer because I'm going to use that. Collection name is like a table. So this is a table that we are creating. Create this database, right? And now I have this table, right? Now what we'll do is we'll add a document to this collection and see what happens. Add data, insert a document. So I will say ID colon Pavan, then age 30, then role ID 1001, and name Pavan, age 30, and role employee. Let's see. Let's insert this. Yes. Yeah. So document got inserted, right? So we have one document now inserted in this. We'll insert one more document. Add data and say John 32 and EMP. Insert. Yes. So now successfully we have inserted these two documents. So this is how you can set up MongoDB into EC2 instance. We are able to work with the MongoDB which is running on EC2 instance in cloud, and you are able to perform operation from your local. Right friends, with me? Okay friends, now let me summarize what we learned in this video today. So we learned how can we set up AWS EC2 instance step by step I shown you. Then how can you connect to that EC2 instance from our local using SSH tool like putty, using key value pair, and then we have downloaded the MongoDB and installed it in our EC2 instance. Then we connected that MongoDB from our local database tool so that we can perform an operation on it. We created a schema, we inserted few documents, and then we queried those documents into MongoDB using that database tool, right? Friends, if you like this video, so give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for the more interesting videos. Click on the bell icon for the latest video notifications and do not forget to share this video with all your friends and colleagues. This is very useful information for students, beginners, and software engineers. I am putting a lot of efforts in creating these contents, so please help me growing the Code One Digest family. Please subscribe to Code One Digest channel for the latest programming and technology related videos. Thank you.